Hey friends, I welcome you again, and today we are going to learn Linux networking command. Okay, what are networking command? Well, by networking command I mean that simple commands like ping, netstat, ifconfig, traceroute, etc., through which we can know about the terminals on our network. We can ping the other network and see whether it's alive or not. We can do a netset and see that what are the ports that are listening on my system, and n number of things. We can see our system IP address, and we can just do an lookup to find what is the possible IP addresses of google.com. So we can do n number of things, right? So let's move forward in our tutorial. So these are the commands. Let's first understand each and everything. Host name, using host name you can know what is the actual host name of your system, what is the domain, what is the fully qualified domain name of your system, what is the IP address. Similarly, using netstat you can see the routing table, what are the different sockets that are on your system, how they are listening, to which other sockets they are connected, TCP and UDP, all kind of sockets. Similarly, you can do a testing whether you're connected to a particular network or not, so you can do a ping test. Similarly, if config, very versatile command. You can know about your network configuration like your IP address, your TX, RX, your data exchange rate. You can see all the Ethernet that is available on your system. NS lookup for it is for querying DNS to know the IP address of a domain name, or a domain name responding to the IP address. Okay, telnet. Long back it was used for connecting to a entity, a remote entity, and accessing that entity. But since it's a secure thing and SSH is more prominent now, so telnet is generally used for checking the connectivity. Okay, we'll see how we do it. Traceroute, yet very important utility. You can use this command to see that to what level you are reaching while connecting up to another remote station. Suppose two systems are connected, you can do a trace route to the IP address or domain of the other system. It will show all the nodes, intermediary nodes, through which the packet is going to the other network. So you can actually see how your packet is transferring from your own network to the other network. Okay, so we'll see each and every command in detail. First, the host name. So you enter host name. It says machine host name, then you say -d for knowing the domain, F for fully qualified domain name, and I for the IP address. So let's have a little practical session that we always have. So I say host name. So inventiony.studios is my host name. I say -d for the domain. So studios is the domain through which I'm, and this is the subdomain. Okay, and then I do F for a fully qualified domain name. So inventiony.studio is the fully qualified domain name, and then I do I for knowing the IP address. So this is my IP address. Okay, so let's go back to the tutorial and let's try to understand the other topic that we have, ping. So what is ping? Actually, when two systems are connected and want to see whether my connectivity to the other system is there or not, then we do a ping test. And we also, when we see that our network is a little sluggish, then we also test it through a ping command. So let's see an example how it does. So I say ping this IP address, and you see now the other machine is replying in very good time. So I am connected to this machine, and the connectivity is in milliseconds, so the connectivity is pretty good. Okay, similarly I can do ping to any domain. Say I say ping to google.com. So I say ping, so I will request and then I'm getting a reply. But you see here the the time is little more, so my internet connection will be slow. So this is how we can see whether the particular host is reachable to me or not. If you are not reachable, then what sort of message you will get? Suppose I say Google One, there is no such domain, but I say google1.com, right? So it will try to ping this domain, and it will ultimately tell me that that system is not responding. Okay, so but you can also see from the time that the network is pretty slow, whereas when I ping to the local network to mine, it was showing a very particular time. You see, the host is not reachable. Okay, so this is where ping command is used, right? You just test the network speed, and more important, that your network, whether you are connected with the network or not. Okay, so let's move to our next topic. NetStat, one of the most used command on the network. When you are doing socket programming, especially client and server socket, you heavily use it, right, to understand that. So how NetStat helps you? NetStat gives you network statistic, right? And it will list all the UDP and TCP sockets, and it will also display its state, whether it's active, it is connected, and what actually is happening, which port is connected to what port, and all the information. So if you want to see all the information, you say netstat -a, and if you want to see a particular port, then you just grab it to the port. And if you just want to see the TCP port, you say -t. For UDP, a -u. Similarly, if you want to see all the multicast network that is subscribed to this port, you say -g. And if you want to see only the listening port, you say -l. Okay, and I tell you, netstat is a, a very important, so I have covered it in a separate video tutorial called mastering netstat, right? So if you're interested in mastering it, because it's a very helpful and handy command and it's used very widely, so you just go to it and read. Okay, I will try to place a link also in this video tutorial. If you click that link, it will take you to that video tutorial. Okay, so let's go into the practical session of ours. And okay, so let's clear our screen a bit. Okay, so i I will say net stat hyphen a. Let's use a pager command. Less, I've already covered it, so I do a less, and there is some issue. So let me first see. Let's set a. Okay, so let me just see what was the issue. I said less. I don't know what happened that time. Okay, so you can see it has listed all active internet connection. It's a protocol, it's a receive queue, send queue, local address, foreign address, state, right? So you can see it has listed all the connections that are established on the network. So this is for active Unix socket, right, and all the information. So you queue to exit that. So you use netstat -a, and you can pipe it with the pager command. I've already covered this pager command in my other tutorial. Watch it to know more about it. Okay, similarly, if I want to see only TCP port, let's say if I want to see all the TCP port, I say -t. So you see, I can see all the TCP port, and how they are connected, what are the foreign address, and in which mode they are. I can see everything, right? Similarly, if I want to do see all the UDP sockets, I say you say protocol is now UDP, and you can see how they are connected, at which port they are connected, and I mean what state they are in. Similarly, you can do -g with the multicast, and suppose if you want to see all the listening socket, you say T. So here you will have both TCP and UDP, right, sockets, and they are listening to which port, and their states also. You say this is established, and rest of the are listening. So it's a very important about to go deep into your network. Okay, so I've covered this in a separate tutorial, mastering, in which I have gone into each and every things in much detail. Watch it for more info. Okay, so let's see what else we are left with in our basic tutorial. section for today. Ifconfig, very versatile command, very versatile. Suppose if I want to know about my system, right? So I will say ifconfig, it will tell me all the configuration like IP address, RX, TX, and if I say -a, it will tell me about all the Ethernets that I have on my system. Then if I want to see a specific network setting, I will say that particular Ethernet name, that ETH0, ETH1, that kind. I can just bring up my interface or I can bring down my interface, right? And okay, so let's go and try this. Let's clear the clutter first. Sorry. Okay, so I say if config, you see it has told me that this is your active Ethernet, this is your IP address, this is your broadcast address, this is your MAC address, this is your mask, this is your IPv6, and this is RX this much packet you have, TX with this much packet you have, error drop nothing, collision, and you can see each and everything. This is the loopback Ethernet detail, and if I want to have more details I say -a, and it's better if I can pipe it with the pager command, and I say less, so I can see all the network that I have, right? Similarly, if I want to see a particular information about a particular Ethernet, I will say ETH0, and it will tell me about just that Ethernet. Okay. Similarly, if I want to down the Ethernet, I will say ETS down. Right now I cannot execute, otherwise my terminal will disconnect. So you just enter, it will put it down. You can do it. There is other way of doing it. Apart from it, you say if down ETH0, it will also bring your interface, stop your interface. Similarly, if you want to up the interface, you say if up ETH, it will bring up the interface, or you say if config ETH0 up, which is already up, so I'm not executing. Okay, similarly you can set IP address, you can set subnet mask, you can do n number of things, right? So I have also, since ifconfig is also a very important command, so I have a separate video tutorial, a mastering one. So after going through it, you will master ifconfig. Okay, so watch it for more info. Okay, so let's finish up with the rest of the command. NSLOOKUP. Suppose if you know the host name and you want to look into the IP address or reverse of it, so we use NSLOOKUP. Similarly, if you want to understand connectivity between two networks, what are the hops through which your packet goes, and suppose if you are not able to reach to the end point, so if you want where your connectivity is breaking, then you use a trace route. Both are very important. So we'll understand it in detail. So as usual, I will first clear the screen so that we can do. I say ns lookup, you should do a tab and you will say I say google.com. I want to understand what is the IP addresses through which I connect to Google. So I do Google. So you see, right, these are the IP addresses of Google. So we say this, right. So you can do a reverse of it. So this is how NSLOOKUP is used. Okay. Now the more important command is trace route. So this is the trace route. So I do trace route, and I want to see between my computer and Google what are the hops that my system goes through. So it will show you all the hops, right? So now it's tracing google.com from my system. So from my system it's tracing, it goes to this. Now it's trying to discover, so it will actually show you the list of the IP addresses through which it is traversing to reach that system, google.com. So you know this is very important, especially when you are not able to connect the system, but still you have a connectivity, right? It's not showing any information here because probably I might have some internet problem, but I mean generally traceroute, when you use traceroute, it actually shows how you're connected to the other system. It will show each and every hook through which your packet goes, and it is very helpful in analyzing if you have any particular problem at a particular hook. You can at least see to which endpoint you are reaching, and then you can further check what's the problem in the connectivity. I use it a lot for my network related information or analysis. Okay, so this is all that I wanted to cover in today's networking command utility. It's all the command that I have discussed today are very handful. Please practice it. And actually these are very important commands also. I mean after understanding all the different commands, you really understand Linux as an operating system in a better fashion. Okay, so friends, well, this is how I finished today, but there's a small request from my side. If you like this tutorial, please like it, share your feedback, subscribe to the channel, so whenever I put a new lesson you are just intimated. And watch other tutorials also which are in the channel. Share your feedback and share with your friends. Okay, please let me know your feedback. Okay, bye.